Hello everybody and welcome to Daily Driven. Today we're going to be checking out my 1995 Nissan Altima. This was actually my very first car. I got it whenever I turned 14 years old. I bought it from my mother for $350. I drove it to school back and forth for about 2 years. Still runs good, still drives good-ish. It's a big ish. It's got 417,000 miles on it. Now that's just mind-blowing to me, because you see cars today. The most I've seen other than this one is the 274,000 on my Toyota Camry. And it's just immaculate. Well, take that word with a massive grain of salt, please. It's far from immaculate, but all the electrics still work. Engine, transmission, flawless-ish. They work. Headlights, taillights, everything works. I haven't had to do any major repairs other than, maintenance. Never had to tear down the block or anything like that. Never had to replace the head gasket, nothing like that. It's just been minor stuff. Alternators, starters, spark plugs, wires, just normal maintenance stuff. And it's just been going and going and going forever. It's crazy to think about. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go take a once over of the car, front to back. Then we're going to go for the interior, check all that out, check out all the quirks, features, and everything we got in there. Check out under the hood what we got in terms of engine power, ease of maintenance and stuff like that. Then we're going to take it for a drive. So, yeah, let's get started. Before I get too far into this, I should probably mention that this has been through 3 generations of my family. My grandmother got it, almost brand new, in 1996 with about 10,000 miles on it from a rental car agency where it had been totaled. And then she bought it, proceeded to total it 2 more times, then passed it down to my mother, which needed a car at the time, which she put about 200 more thousand miles on it. And then I bought it from her for $350 whenever I turned 14. So yeah, it's got quite a history. We're going to go over it front to back. I'm going to show you what every little problem it's got, exterior-wise, how it got there, and yeah, just an overview of the whole thing. So let's do that. Alright, we'll start at the front. Now that you can plainly see, this hood has been repainted about 10 years ago now, which is, it's in okay shape for a 10-year-old. Aftermarkedly painted hood, I guess it's peeling a little bit, but my grandmother ran into somebody. I think it was the back of a pickup truck, if I remember correctly. The whole front end is kind of destroyed. So we put the bra on it, painted it, put a new hood on it, painted that, just to kind of band-aid it. And then we never got around to fixing it, and it just stayed like that for the next 10 years. So, yeah, there's that. And then as you can probably tell, right here we got our nice moss finish. This is the original mossy oak car. Not really, but it does have moss. And I'm not entirely sure how it got there, but it's there. And I don't really want to get rid of it because, it's weird. It's interesting. I like it. Moving along, extreme. Probably tell. That's definitely a 14-year-old me thing to do. Thought it looked cool. It doesn't. But anyway, moving on. Right here, you got your silicone around the windshield because it was leaking. This had to been redone twice because I did it once. It's still leaking, so I did it again. You got your 2 different branded wipers. You got your cheapo, and you got your Bosch. This Bosch has been on here since my mother got the car. That one, since you only really need to see out the driver's side, obviously. Please just replace both. But yeah, we just replaced one because, cheap. Moving right along, as you can probably see, these little diamonds. That was another 14-year-old me thing to do. Thought it looked cool. It does not. Kind of just looks a bit weird. Moving along, we also put on these beautiful silver hubcaps. That was actually done about 6 months ago now. They look quite alright. I mean, they match the other chrome aesthetic. Moving along, we have our other chrome piece right here. It's actually held on with a piece of double-sided tape. So that's always good. Moving along back, I don't know if you can see, we'll get to this more in time, but we have a red steering wheel cover and a matching red glove box on the inside. You'll see that more in a minute. All right, moving along back. It's about all the fun stuff on the side. All right, moving along to the engine. When this car was new, it was good for 150 horsepower. This was the only engine option for this car in all of its model year, the first generation Altima. It is the Nissan twin cam 16 valve 4-cylinder engine. It's a pretty good engine. It's a similar variant with what was in the Nissan 240SX and the Nissan Silvia, I believe S14. So yeah, I mean, pretty good engine. 4 valves per cylinder. It's not anything crazy, but it's all right. It's good for what it is. Haven't had any major problems out of it. The only things that I can say that are annoying about it is the ease of maintenance is just not there. I mean, alternator, sure, really easy to get to right here. 2 bolts, that's it. Battery, air filter, obviously that's gonna be pretty easy. Belts are not so easy. They're down in here, past this motor mount. You have to pretty much take off, or you don't really have to take it off, it's just you have to get your hands down in here, you gotta get all dirty, you gotta play around with these tight spaces. It's just terrible. And then the worst by far that I've had to encounter is the starter. The starter is actually back under here, under all this intake manifold and everything. You have to either go from the underside of the car, or I don't know how else you'd do it, honestly. Maybe take out all this intake stuff, but it's really, really, really obnoxious. I don't know how they expected you to do that easily. It's just not fun. All right. Other things about the engine. Like I said, 417,000 miles on the engine. And the transmission for that matter. Original with the car. It's held up marvelously. It does go through a starter about once every 2 years or so. We've had to replace the alternator a few times. But other than that, I mean, regular oil changes is pretty much all we've done to it. That, spark plugs and wires and whatnot. Alright, I'm going to move on to the interior now. Inside, you got your, like I said, beautiful red steering wheel cover. I actually have the windows up, as you can see, because the AC does work. The AC and heat both do, as well as the radio. The radio is aftermarket, sadly. So, no all originalness, but I don't think that was really an issue on this car anyway. So, yeah, but it does work, and it does have aux, the favorite input of 2006. So yeah, no Bluetooth, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. All right, I know you can't see me, but I'm trying to point this out, is that the dash and the wood grain is actually in surprisingly good, I should say, fake wood grain. The fake wood grain is in pretty good condition. I couldn't figure out an efficient way to film this, but this is your shifter, and it comes with quick detach cover-ish thing. Yeah. So the clamps broke, and we couldn't find any new ones, so we just didn't, and just kind of left it. Over here, you got your red center console. It's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, that's about it for up front. It's got all new speakers, door speakers, front, and then the back as well. Boss audio, they're not very good, but you know, it's okay. All right, moving along to the back. All right, I'm in the back seat now, and it's actually, I mean, I know, kind of a big boy, but it's not bad back here. I have the seat pulled back to a relative average place, and it feels, I mean, it's not bad. I can shut the door comfortably. It's fine. No big deal at all. The headliner, that's not, there's more headroom than that, about that much more. But yeah, the headliner is kind of falling a bit. All right. Well, that pretty much sums all this up. I'm going to open this door because it's really hot in here. I turned off the oh no. I just child locked myself in. Oh, please. Come on. Oh, God. I just child locked myself in here. What do? Okay, I got a plan. You're going to stick with me for this one. Oh, secret agent man. Left the keys in the ignition. Alright, guys. I was mildly panicking about that for a sec, but it's okay. So now we're going to take this thing for a drive. Beware, because there will be some vibration. Quite a lot of it. This thing needs motor mounts bad. And it misfires a bit. So yeah, there will be some vibration. But it's fine, it's fine. Alright, so I'll see you in a minute. Alright guys, getting ready to go for a drive. I actually got an action camera up front on the front of the car too. So you should be able to see an exterior perspective. Almost like an old school racing game or something like that. I don't know. Should be cool though. All right, let's go. All right, pulling out, driving away. I don't know if you could probably tell it on screen because I could see it vibrating the actual physical phone, but there's a lot of vibration in here. The level of vibration is not on a normal level. It really needs to be addressed. But am I going to? No. No, I only ever use this car. I haven't driven it other than right now and a little bit to prepare it for the video and everything, make sure it's all warmed up and it's going to drive properly. I haven't driven it in the past probably 3 months. So yeah, I don't drive it very much, so there's no point in really spending all that money to fix it. I mean, at this point, it's more just kind of for cool factor to have, to show, hey, look, I have a car with 400,000 miles on it. It's kind of neat, but you know, other than that, I'm not gonna fix it. So, but I mean, although it does have a lot of vibration, the acceleration is still really good. I mean, it has a miss, like I said, sometimes, but the majority of the time it accelerates really well. I can demonstrate that for you here. Let me make sure all clear. All right. There's the miss, but then once you get it up a little bit, it's fine. So, okay, I'll start at 20. All right, okay, 20. 30. 40. 45. 50. 55. All right. So, I mean, that's obviously not fast by any standards or anything like that. And you can probably feel it now. It does jerk around a little bit in high gear. It's kind of weird like that, but as you can probably tell, that's definitely not fast by any means. But then again, I'm only pushing the throttle about probably 60% of the way down, mainly because if I blow it up, my mom will kill me, because this is still really important to her. So, I mean, it's important to me too, but yeah, definitely she would kill me, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, we're not going to push it any harder than what we just did, but we are going to take it off the curve, so I'm going to tell you about the handling. Surprisingly enough, although the Camry I reviewed a few days ago, my Camry, has all new struts, all new, you know, sway bar end links and everything like that, this is still so much more fun to drive. Especially, it feels just like a little go-kart, and it's a lot more rev happy, and it's just a lot more fun to throw around. What is it with people today? That man just did a U-turn with his boat in the middle of the highway. All right, but yeah, fair enough. Okay. But yeah, we're going up on this nice little curvy road that I like very much. Ooh, what do we have coming this way? Oh wow, there's a Nova there. I don't know if you saw that, it just passed, but there's a Nova. Pretty cool. Almost conclusion time now, but all in all, Okay, as I like to say, would I recommend one for $5,000? No, please, no. Do not buy one of these cars for $5,000. It's a waste of money. There's plenty of better options out there. Yeah, I've been looking into the Chevy Cruze recently, and those you can find all day for about $5,000. Actually, sometimes a little bit lower. I've seen them for as low as $3,500 with, 110,000 miles on it or whatever. That would be such a better bet than one of these. I mean, it's a great car. Hey, look, there's another one just like it right there in white. I don't know if you can see it. There it was. But yeah, they're great cars and last forever, but it's just the age on them now, and Nissans, although they're very, very reliable, they're just not the best overall car in my opinion. I'd say you'd be better off with a Toyota or a Honda. But yeah, other than that, I mean, 2,500. If it was a really good one that somebody had, like a little old lady that went back and forth to church, that hadn't seen many miles, maybe 50,000, and it was just a nice overall car inside and out. 2,500 might be a bit of a stretch, but I'd say it's worth it. But if you could find one of these just to throw around and have fun with for $600, $700, $800, I'd say definitely go for it. It's a really fun little car for the price you're getting. And I might be a bit sentimental because this was my first car, and I had a lot of fun with it. And this was the car I learned to drive on. I used to go out to my grandfather's farm, and my grandmother would let me. I would sit in her lap and I would drive the car around, and I was only about 6 or 7 at that time, and I was driving this car. Whenever I started driving to school, I was driving this car. Whenever I would do anything, my whole life was in this car at 16. Like, this was where I was most of the time of the day. I remember I used to wake up early before school my school started at 7:30, and I used to wake up at 5:30 and go on the back roads in the morning just because I enjoyed it. And like I said, if you want to pick one of these up, $500, $600, $700, $800, if it's in running condition, you just want to have it to, I don't know, cheap daily or to throw around or whatever, or even a little project, I don't know. Especially, I feel like this was an automatic. I feel like if you could find one of these in a 5-speed, that would be the most fun car you could find, other than, Civics you can't really find for that price. If you could find one of these stick shift runs and drives for $600, that'd be probably one of the most fun you could have for that amount of money. It would just be so cool. Ooh, that's really nice. Oh man, I hope the front action camera's catching that. There is a Camaro SS up here. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, guys, that about wraps this one up. If you liked it, make sure to thumbs up it or like it. If you didn't, hit dislike. Leave a comment, subscribe, share it to your friends, and yeah, I guess I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.